Brendan Kirby here with the one and only Mike Bottaro. Mike, how you doing, my friend?
Nice to see you.
It's great to see you. You know, I feel so many people out there, they feel they know you, but maybe they don't know the real you. They don't know the origins. They don't know, the beginnings of Bottaro Law. But I know you're passionate about your work. You have an origin story, just as everyone does. So from the beginning, can you talk about a little bit, your roots within the world of law, what really inspired you, kind of got you going in this whole thing?
I got interested in law probably when my mom said to me, Mike, you argue a lot, you should be a lawyer. I was probably maybe 7, I don't know. 7, ironically. But I think seriously when I got into college, there was a book, I was in Boston, there was a book that came out, they made it into a movie with John Travolta called Civil Action, and that real life lawyer came to campus and spoke about representing regular people, sick kids and family against these big companies that had polluted water. And it became a little bit inspirational, and it maybe gave me a push to explore that a little bit.
I think more often than not, we see somebody, be it on a screen somewhere, who's a celebrity, someone who's well-known, someone that we think we know, and you don't realize that there's something that motivates them day in and day out. And for you, this desire to help those people, the little guy per se, for lack of a better word, that is one of your core values, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think shocker, I was never above average size growing up. So I think having that understanding of, getting picked on at an early age and kind of going up against bullies a lot of times. I was always a fighter, and when I see that around me, when I see a kid or an adult or anybody just feels like they're getting bullied, I have a visceral reaction to that. And so I think that's probably one of the things that I enjoy about personal injury is that you represent regular people against these huge insurance companies, and they're bullies. They really are.
Are you and I going to fight right now?
Do you work for an insurance company?
If it'll help the story. But really, that kind of dovetails into your foundation, your philosophy, your outlook, how you approach every day. Can you speak to that a little bit more? Because so much of it is rooted in the approach.
We have a core value at the law firm, and it's very simple. It's called fight for what is right. It rhymes. It's simple. Everybody knows it. And I think what it means when we talk about that internally amongst our lawyers and our paralegals is that you kind of have to have a fire in the belly to do this work, because the insurance company's a status quo. They're big corporate fat cat interests. They're out for profits over people. And if you're going to go up against that big machinery, you've got to want it, and you've got to have a little fire in the belly. It's not for most people, to be honest.
Do you feel you are the voice for them when they feel like they're not being heard?
Oh, we have to be. I mean, 100%. When somebody texts or calls us 24/7, something lousy has happened. Can we say shitty? I don't even know. Something shitty has happened in their life, and something lousy has happened in their life, and they're looking for help, and they start off usually not calling a lawyer. They usually start off calling the insurance company.
Right.
And then they start to figure out, oh, these guys are not on my side.
Right. And in many cases, I think, not all, but in many, people really don't know where to begin. And you're like a beacon of hope for people, a beacon of light. You can kind of be that guiding principle for them, can't you?
I think a guiding principle, our watercrest with the B logo is a nautical compass. And that came about because the Sermon on the Mount, the most famous sermon ever, when Jesus was talking in the book of Matthew, and he's talking about letting your light shine. And you can't put your lamp under a table. It's got to shine, baby. And so in our office, we use lighthouse, we use compass quite a bit as imagery for what we do.
I'm in such need of guidance in every aspect of my life. Please, Mike, guide me. But all kidding aside, I love it's good to know Mike Bottaro. Let's talk about the origins of that. It's become so resonant. It's a part of the fabric of the local culture. And I know that's something of which you are very proud. Can you talk a little bit how that got going?
The phrase "it's good to know Mike Bottaro" came out of a bunch of guys and women sitting around a room throwing out ideas because they're like, look, Mike, you're not originally from Rhode Island. You don't know anybody. Who's going to call you? You know, why do we care? It's got to be something. You know, look, it's showbiz a little bit. You got to make it rhyme. So they gave a bunch of ideas, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing any of that stuff. And then they came to this word good, and that word good resonates with me because the opposite of good is really evil, and it's the goodness of doing something pure, of doing something out of generosity to help somebody, and to even the scales of justice is something that I was comfortable with that tagline. If we had to have a tagline, why not?
It's become, like I said, so resonant with so many people, and I can attest, it is very good to know Mike Bottaro. It's not good to know Brendan Kirby. Trust me, even my family would underscore that. But jokes aside...
Not true. If it's a Metallica trivia contest, I want you in it.
That's about all I'm good for at this point. But you were also alluding to the fact, Mike, in many of our conversations, that you're the first lawyer in your family.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's something I take real seriously. My folks worked really hard to help us be able to go to college. I'm the oldest of 3 kids, and my grandfather came over from Sicily. And so anytime when, I wasn't necessarily wanting to get up and go to school or something like that, I actually thought about that. I thought, wow, they sacrificed for me to be able to do something, my career and my life, and hopefully help other people. And so that means a lot.
Let's really cover, core values, firm culture, things that are of the utmost importance to you. I know you respect the people you work with, whether you're representing them, you're in the office with them day to day. These principles are very important to you, aren't they?
Yeah, so at our firm, we talk about vision, mission, core values. What's the purpose of what we're doing? And we have 4 different core values in our law firm. And these are the things that we hold each other accountable to, and we're talking, we're interacting as a law firm, we're making decisions. It's like, what are the most important values that are easy to know and memorize? So we have 4. We have love people, fight for what's right, be a great teammate, and do your best. And those are our 4 core values. Those are the things that at the end of the day, we can look each other in the eye and say, hey, at our place of business, did we follow our core values? Did we love people, even our adversaries? Did we fight for what's right for our client and get the best result we could? Did we show up with integrity today and do our best? And at the end of the day, as a team, did we work together as a team for that championship chemistry so that we can all do our job, kick some butt, kick some ass, and then go have a beer afterwards?
Come on, let's go. I'm ready for a fight. But those core values, certainly they are resonant with anyone, no matter what field they may work within. But day in and day out at the firm, like with these people, instilling in them, empowering them, that I would presume they take a lot of pride in working for you, working with you too. That's important because you are a team. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'm super proud of our organization. One thing that we work really hard about is a positive work environment where all of us are growing each day. And what we hear about all the time from people that have worked at our firm, that work with our firm is, wow, I've never worked at a place like this, Mike. This is unbelievable. Like, nobody has ever really said to me, how can I grow professionally? How can I grow personally? Nobody's really had these ideas of, let's get paid to do some volunteer work. Let's send you to a legal seminar. Let's see how we can grow you. And so our vision, my vision as a founder of the law firm, is really to grow people, our clients, and our community. That's the vision. The vision of Bottaro Injury Lawyers is very simple. It's to grow people, to grow our clients, grow our own people, and grow our community.
If I start working for you, will I become like a foot taller?
When you grow with us, we measure. Did he get any taller this year?
Kirby, But really, I mean, when you think about these things, just the fact that you've had employees tell you that, is that kind of shocking to you that they weren't getting that kind of support at a previous job? I mean, you would think it's a no-brainer. We want to create a culture where people want to grow and thrive, but some places just don't do that. And the fact that you're doing, was that surprising to you? Or did you think, well, hey, this is what I offer?
Do you think the lawyers and the paralegals in our community truly are given a true, accurate picture by their employers of what this business is all about, what transparency on how the law works in any given field? And when it comes to personal injury, I think the truth of the matter is a lot of talented lawyers and paralegals out there just don't know enough about it And if they did, I think it would resonate with some of their core values that they hold dear.
I love the topic of motivation, and obviously you're a very motivated person. Is there one thing, Mike? I think I have an idea, but is there, or maybe it's a few things that continue to motivate you day in and day out? I know it's the people. I know how social you are. You love getting in there, learning people. I mean, I'm asking you about you, but I know you'd probably like to be asking me about my origin story because you have a genuine concern. You care about people. Is that what keeps you going, or is it a combination of all these things?
I think part of the thing that drives me is that wanting to challenge myself every day in the law, wanting to challenge myself to grow, and I think also while doing that, helping our clients,
Right.
and then as an extension of that, helping those in our community. So I think that's like personally to me, I find it very satisfying when those things come together.
Do you sometimes need to remind yourself? I mean, you talk about how your team, they all want to grow. You encourage them to do that. Do you sometimes need to remind yourself, hey, it's a good idea for me to grow as well? Do you sometimes lose sight of that, or is that just instilled within you?
One of the cool things about our team and us knowing each other is that, we get to kind of bond and we learn things about each other. So it's funny, like, right? Because even though like I'm the founder of the company, it's unbelievable how much I learn from all of our people. And I'll give you a quick example. We had one of our people this year, and she set out as a goal with a weight loss goal, and she crushed it. And I watched her walk that walk. Have you ever seen somebody that's lost like 70, 80 pounds and talked to them and seen that?
It's incredible.
It's incredible, right?
Awe-inspiring.
It is, and that's right, because you have to be disciplined, focused, right? You have to be committed to it. You've got to make it a habit. And so I learned so much from that person who is younger than me,
Sure.
right, and works at the firm. And that kind of stuff happens all day. We have people at the firm right now that are working on health and fitness. We have people in the firm that are very creative. We have a woman in our firm that's writing a children's book. We have folks in the firm that stood up and said, hey, you know what? I'm in this section of the law firm, but I really want to learn this department over here. And credit our team, our management, for serving others and making that happen.
How important is it for you to support these other endeavors of these people? Because people are creative by nature, or they're not, but people have talents that are wide-ranging. And the fact that you can kind of give them that encouragement, that's another way to continue to foster that teamwork, isn't it?
It's really important to me that we're growing our team all the time. And it really geeks me out when that happens. It's an incredible thing to watch people grow. And it's so cool.
Can I come work for you? Can I be a lawyer for a day? An intern, Mike? Anything. Imagine I can work the copier like nobody's business. Paper jam, no problem. I got it.
We need that. That's great.
But it's good to have fun. It's good to be inspired. It's good to be aware and cognizant of these things. But sometimes people can get lost in the day-to-day of something, whether you're working, in one industry or another. Do you find yourself kind of reminding yourself that, hey, I have to be the great motivator. I have to be the biggest fan of the firm that there is, and everyone will back me up on this.
One of the things I think that's we've kind of come to talk about servant leadership a lot. And so to me, servant leadership means to me that we kind of take the traditional view of a law firm, which is almost like a pyramid, where typically when I started, it was frankly white men partners at the top of the food chain. And everybody was underneath that. And I mean clients, paralegals, other lawyers, and they really ran it from a top-down management style. And I think what we try to do at our organization is flip it so it's an inverse pyramid. And honestly, I think the role of our senior management, myself as founder, is to really serve the rest of the team. Listen to what they need, listen to what they're doing, and help them kill it for our clients.
I think so many times people within the work culture, wherever they may be, they feel they're not getting the support that they need. You're offering that every day, and I know you're very proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to support your people to win these cases where, again, we're representing the little guy against these big companies. They've got to have the resources to go into the fight to win the fight. For sure.
And your commercial is on right over your shoulder.
I got a story for you.
All right, talk to me.
So, the first 10, 12 years of my career, I was working for other lawyers. I was an appellate clerk, and I was seriously in the battle, in the trenches, going to court every day, trying cases, learning my craft. And when I got out, and then when we started the firm, I didn't have nothing. I was still owing law school money, right? So we scrimped together a little bit of money to do a TV commercial, and we put it out there. And a call comes in from a family who had had a bad injury, and they said, Mike, come on into the kitchen. We want to talk to you. So I went over there. We do that in-home consultation.
Right.
And we're sitting around the table, and they're asking me questions. I'm explaining to them how everything works. They're trusting me. We're on the same page. And there's a television in the kitchen, and as we're talking, they say to me, Mike, we're so glad that you're a lawyer. We really didn't want to go with one of those guys on television. And cue it up. You know what's going to happen. The commercial started playing right over my right shoulder.
Let's move into the living room. Let's call it right now. Want to step outside for a minute? But those are the moments you have to laugh at.
Absolutely.
And you've always maintained, a great sense of humor. I know with what you do, it's important to laugh. It's important to keep things moving in a positive direction and to laugh at yourself. That's what it's all about.
Being a personal injury lawyer, you learn very quickly a tremendous sense of gratitude. As my friends say, hey, how's today? We're on the right side of the earth, baby. We're living. And, when you're dealing with people that are going through a lousy time, even from anything from a mild sprain after a car accident to some of the serious injuries we see, even death, you're in this heavy stuff. And I think being in the personal injury field gives you a real sense of gratitude for what you have in your life, because you can see the fragility of life. And as it says in the book of James, man, we're just here. We're just a vapor. We're just here for a minute.
I think, that is so true. And it's so important that you mentioned that, because you want to make it count. You want to have an impact. You want to make the time that you're here really stand for something.
For sure. Yeah.
Mike, I need to congratulate you, because you are one of the few guests I've ever interviewed that hasn't needed to take a sip of his cocktail.
We better do that.
Spoke too soon. It's always a pleasure, buddy.
Thank you.
If you're lost in the blue.